We've got ourselves a TVZ. Oh, and it's gonna be that kind of TVZ. The kind where an SCV slides down the ramp right at the opening second. Is he gonna have a buddy, or is this a solo mission? There's a second one. Oh, and we've even got a third. No, he's just going to build a depot. Our South Korean Zerg player doesn't want you to miss his spring-summer sale, because he is Armani. His opponent is none other than Cure! Our South Korean Terran has already picked his hiding spot on the map Evergreen. Oh, and I think we're seeing bad news for Armani. He's opening with a 16 hatch. It's a standard build, but he's gonna have a late pool timing to deal with what's coming. And more specifically, a double Rax. Oh, but there might be a hint of good news for him. His lead overlord is on a scouting path with potential. He could see this. Cure's starting to gas, which makes me think he might not be going all in on this. It's looking like a 50-50 whether that overlord gets the scout. He needs to see this. If he just maintain... Yes, he's gonna get it. What is the reaction? He started his spawning pool, but that's a normal timing. He's dispatching 5 drones. He is not canceling the natural. The Raxes are pretty far away, though. I don't know if those drones get there in time to do anything. But he needs to buy time for his 46-second spawning pool to complete. The first Rax is done and a Marine is already on the way. Can he halt the construction of the second? No. Both Raxes are done. This is bad for the Zerg. But Armani's not leaving. He's sticking around. There's 4 of us. We can deal with the Marine. It's claws versus gun. Cure cuts off the surface area in the mineral line. Armani has the surround. 1 drone down and 1 Marine down. Cure narrowly snags the first blood. Armani is pulling back. There are 2 Marines on the field. But the pool is done. Armani starts queen production and orders 6 lings. Both building SCVs has survived. They've repaired each other, and they are dropping the dreaded bunkers. Armani tries for the block, but the Marines shoo them away. The lings pop. He's pulled his drones. He's going after the bunker. Cure pulls his Marines back. Armani's queens are almost out. Armani's got the chase away, but he's losing drones and lings. Cure's stutter step is doing its work. Once again, he falls back to the mineral line to get the surface area he wants. Oh, and Cure finished the back bunker. But the queen gets the kill on the forward bunker. She's going after the second one, but Cure's gonna load it up. Zerg no longer has the firepower to deal with that bunker. But Cure is not in range of the Zerg hatch. Armani's free to plant a spine crawler. Oh, Armani tried a little counter harassment here, but there's just too many SCVs. I was gonna say he forced Cure to build a depot, but Cure needed that anyway. There's a bit of a Mexican standoff happening right now. Cure's fully loaded his bunker, but with his position, it's more of a contain than an attack. Armani's well on his way towards Ling's speed. Cure's momentarily supply capped. 5 Marines is all he can have at the front right now. Armani throws all of his larvae into a huge order of lings. Who needs a spine crawler? He's gonna overpower that bunker, or at least gonna try. Cure's finished his factory. He's starting a starport. He's hoping for a tech lead and a transition. Armani starts a baneling nest and orders even more lings to go with it. Suddenly, Cure's single bunker is no longer looking like enough. That lone ling is still working away at that wall. But a single SCV can actually repair it faster. Oh, here comes Armani! He actually caught Cure unloading from the bunker. Cure did get back inside, but there's way too much Zerg to hold that. The bunker falls. And Armani's got a big army left over. Cure's gonna want reactored Hellions really bad. The hunter becomes the hunted. Oh, Cure's actually trying to build a command center to expand. He's bringing one of his Raxes home. He's using the other one to scout. But I think Cure has to be worried about whether he can hold this. Oh, it's gonna be a baneling bust. Armani's ordered 6 banelings. Actually, Cure's gonna land his second Rax. He might be desperate enough to try to make Marines out there. Those lings look like they are ravenous. Cure's just started researching Cloak. He is not ready for this baneling bust. No, he's figured it out. He's canceled the command center. He's trying to build another layer to his wall. But the banelings are here. The wall is obliterated. The lings are inside. And they get the surround on Kyr's Hellions. There's even a baneling left over to go after the SCVs. Just 2 kills, but there's like 10 more SCVs deep in the red. There's a Banshee on the way for cleanup. But the mess is too much. Kyr taps out. Armani is the winner. Whoa, that was short and unexpected. Armani gets the hold and converts it into a quick win. Okay, so normally when I see a 2-racks rush, the Zerg is pretty dead unless he's got 1, an early pool, 2, an investment in spine crawlers, or 3, unforced errors by the Terran player. Here, Armani made a 16 hatch and he didn't start his pool until well after minute 1. There wasn't a spine crawler the entire game, and Kyr is the 5th ranked player in the world. He isn't exactly dripping in errors. So, how does Armani pull this off? Well, first he gets the early scout. That helps. His drones reduce the marine count just enough so that when he goes for the chase away, his queen can destroy the forward bunker. Also, Kyr didn't intend to go all in on this. We've seen him do this before. He transitions, and in this case, his transition was pretty greedy, teching all the way up to Banshees while expanding at the worst possible time. During the standoff portion of the game, if Kyr builds a second bunker next to his remaining one, when Armani overpowers him with lings, he makes it that much more expensive for the Zerg. Armani doesn't have enough to launch a counter-assault. At least I think he doesn't. Well, let's be honest. Armani can rebuild his lings pretty quick, so a bunker's not the complete answer to anything. But it buys him time, and my take is Kyr could do a lot with that time. Like have a lot more reactored Hellions ready for the final fight. Anyways, the reason I enjoyed this game is it shows that Zerg is really adapting to the overly abundant 2-racks rush that we see everywhere. And we may be reaching the phase where Zerg can actually make Terran pay for it with early losses. Cool. Now, since this was a short game, while I have you, I wanted to share an interesting bit of trivia that will make more sense to our regular viewers. Pretty much ever since I started this channel, at the end of the videos, I have been including an end screen that invites the viewer to choose between a video recommended by Nova and one by Kerrigan, the 2 most famous women of StarCraft. It's kind of like Glenn and Karen's picks at Blockbuster. Who knows you better? Anyways, I discovered that YouTube actually collects aggregate data as to who gets more clicks, Nova or Kerrigan. Since then, I've become intensely interested, and I've been following this battle with great interest, and I thought I'd share it. But here's what you need to understand. It's set up so that the Nova pick is actually curated by the YouTube algorithm. It's kind of like Netflix. It's the video the algorithm thinks you're most likely to enjoy based on past viewership and all the other insane data that YouTube collects. I get none of that info, so don't you worry there.
I can shoot the wings off a fly. Imagine what I can do to you.
The Kerrigan box, on the other hand, is actually manually picked by me. I just choose a video each week based on one I remember being kind of fun, my main goal being to ensure I don't overly repeat my picks, and where possible, I'll link to the same player or matchup, etc., etc.
I do read minds, you know. You're thinking of the number 4. At least now you are.
So, who would you think would win out? Nova, aka Google, or Kerrigan, aka Zugzwang? Well, the answer is, drumroll, it's a veritable tie. It's almost 50-50 right now, with Kerrigan leading at 50.3%. Nova, though, has been in front a few times now. Now, this mini-game of mine is somewhat marred by the fact that viewers actually have a third choice. They can also hit a subscribe button, but statistically, that pretty much never happens. And of course, you can always just go watch whatever you want or do something crazy like read a book or paint a fence. But my plan is, wouldn't it be cool to see who has the lead by the end of the year and make an announcement?
Still easily amused, I see.
I don't really care who wins this contest. I love them both. I'm kind of Team Nova and Team Kerrigan. But I just wanted to pull the curtain back on that, just in case anybody out there is as weirdly fascinated by how this works as much as I was.
I can read your mind. Not a lot going on in there.
So if you like, pick away and we'll see what happens by the end of the year. To continue your StarCraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Or you can stimpack your StarCraft experience. Subscribe to Zugzwang StarCraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.